I'll bite my tongue and I won't talk this time. While you take the conversation, was love deep delusion, but I'm losing all my vision. And where I draw the line, it started last October. My confidence is standing, now we're go swimming over again.
Bloke Show UK, episode something. I think I'm on probably 8 at the moment, but I'm losing count, really. I haven't done a Bloke Show for a while, actually. Been really busy with life. Had some shitty news, death in the family. Friend also died as well recently. So, yeah, I've been kind of staying out the podcast world, but I'm back. And I hope you're going to enjoy this one like you enjoyed the previous ones. Quick shout outs before I start. Dino Pepper's Boo Lamont, highly recommended show. At The High Show on Twitter. Follow them, give them a shout. They're also on the FNX network. My boys! The FNX network. Wrestling Soup with Anthony Missionary Thomas, who gives me and the Bloke Show a lovely little shout out every time I leave a message on their shitbox. Bad man! So yeah, what's on the agenda today? Well, again, I haven't planned anything. This was just one thing that's coming at random, little things jumping into my head while I'm driving on my way home. At the moment, the UK is being thrashed by Hurricane Imogen. Hurricane Imogen. I mean, come on, why are you giving storms like this names of women? I know that there are storms named after men, but it always seems to be the worst ones named after women. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Because women are just like hurricanes and storms. They come in, they fuck shit up, they take all your fucking possessions, and then they fuck off. Simple. That is what women are like. It's like these meteorologists know how bad these fucking hurricanes and storms are going to be. So they sit there like, right, I'm going to name this one after a woman because it's a bitch. So Hurricane Imogen battering the UK. Now, to be fair, I haven't encountered anything, touch wood, yet in London. This fucking bus driver driving like a dickhead. Look at him cutting me up. Bellend. Dickhead. Fucking hell. Jeez. Yeah, because I was on the south coast last week with work down Romsey, Southampton ways. And a lot of youngsters that work in the office I went down, and I got on with them quite well. So I don't want anything fuckery to happen to them because they seem alright. Very hospitable. Anyway, so what have I been doing? What have I been doing recently? Well, if you listen to Wrestling Soup, then you'd have heard my little adventure at the TNA lockdown show at Wembley Arena. Now, as you may or may not know, I've got my own football show, podcast. Or as you Americans might know it as soccer. I've got my own soccer show. Yeah? And I got in contact with a fellow called Simon Rothstein, who happens to kind of promote TNA shows whenever they come to the UK. And I got talking to him about, promoting TNA and helping sell tickets and whatnot. And the guy was nice enough to hook me up with a couple of media tickets. So I didn't pay a penny for them. Not even taking a piss, but, I think that's a really nice gesture for him to do that. I only plugged it a few times on Shoot the Defense and, hyped it up a bit on Twitter. He didn't have to do it, but that was a nice gesture of him. But anyway, I'm not going to lie about this. I'm going to be completely straight with you. I haven't been a fan of TNA for a long time. And I'm talking years. The last time I actually sat down and watched a TNA show, I was actually at the event. It was in America. It was at Orlando Studios. So you know how long ago that was. Hulk Hogan was there. Hulk Hogan cut a promo with Ric Flair. And they were talking about going at it one more time. It didn't make the television because I think Hulk Hogan left like maybe a couple weeks after. But that's how long ago I went to the fucking TNA show. That's how long it's been since I watched TNA. But I have been following it in terms of reading things on Twitter, finding out more about the wrestlers that have been there, comings and goings. James Storm coming and going, and Tyrus joining from the WWE, and EC3 making waves, and Rockstar Spud, and Mark Andrews, who obviously is a friend of mine. I would say he's a close friend, but we're in regular contact. Mark, good lad. So yeah, I went to this TNA show. It was 3 hours long. Kind of expected it to be shorter than that, to be fair, because I thought it's locked down. Maybe it's going to be an hour long with the production and all that editing and whatnot. Maybe like an hour and a half max. But it was a good show. It's 3 hours long. You had Matt Hardy against EC3. Matt Hardy defending the title. He went over, beat EC3 thanks to Rockstar Spud, who turned heel. Turned heel on his birthday at Wembley Arena. I was happy to see the likes of Jimmy Havoc, Damien O'Connor, and Will Ospreay. 3 big names in the UK industry. Will Ospreay tagged with Mark Andrews against the Wolves. They weren't going to win. It was for the title. It was for the tag titles. They weren't going to win, obviously, because the Wolves are the tag champions, and they weren't going to lose against Will Ospreay and Mark Andrews. Come on. It was a good match. Jimmy Havoc battled Abyss. Jimmy Havoc is a fucking nutcase, man. And I love Jimmy, man. Jimmy Havoc is one of the most underrated guys out there. And you know what? For me to say that, given that he's been running the UK industry for the past 2 years, for me to say that even tells you how much fucking respect this guy deserves. Because he's been beating his own body up. I mean, they talk about Mick Foley being, you know, the hardcore legend. Yeah, Mick Foley deserves that and whatnot. But Jimmy Havoc is up there out here, man. Jimmy Havoc is on a different level. And I'm happy for the guy going to Australia and actually getting bookings out there now. They've recognised his talent. And he's actually been making waves out in Australia. So big up Jimmy Havoc, man. My boy Damien O'Connor. So this guy, yeah, I had him on my own show on Shoot the Defence talking about football because he's a Man United fan. And Damien is a very, very intelligent guy, man. Very intelligent guy, very eloquent. Man's got lyrics. I hope he does well. You got big guys in the UK like Dave Mastiff. We need another one like Damien O'Connor. Now, I'm not talking about like Rampage Brown who just batters the shit out of people. Yeah, we need battering rams. And Damien O'Connor is one of them. He's one of them, man. So yeah, here's the thing. And Mish and Joey were saying this on Wrestling Soup the other day, and I completely agree with them in the sense that British fans will go to a TNA event or a WWE event and the companies will sell out because we are starved of talent from the States. It's true. But there's another factor. We're marks. UK fans are marks. They love American wrestlers. The UK wrestlers love American wrestlers. Yeah? If you look at the promotions in the UK, whether it be PCW, whether it be Progress, whether it be Rev Pro, whether it be IPW, imports come in and shows sell out. Without the imports, the UK shows probably wouldn't be doing as well. Truth be told, they'll be doing well. I mean, look at ICW. They sold out, what? Was it 4,000 in November? I don't know how many imports they had on that show. I don't think they had any imports on that show. Truth be told. I have to look back on it, but I know there was people like, you know, the Geezers were there, Grado was there, Jimmy Havoc was there, Mikey Whiplash, who else? SDS were there. So Damien O'Connor, all of these lot were there. So these are all Joe Coffey. All of these lot are UK guys. So apart from obviously SDS because they're from Holland. But anyway, So, yeah, I don't know, mate. Look, like it's a PCW Rev Pro rely a lot on imports anyway, but it's not to put asses in seats. I think it's to give UK talent the experience. I don't know, but either way, I don't think we'd suffer too much if we didn't have that many imports. Personally, that's my honest opinion. And I think that's probably because of the likes of Finn Balor, or should I say Fergal, and Pac, and Doug Williams, all going to America and doing quite well. So we're getting names for ourselves. So I don't think that our lot will be suffering. I don't think our companies, promotions, will be suffering that much if we didn't have that many imports. But anyway, that's by the by. My honest opinion is, if the likes of TNA want to stay above water, they need to expand their brands. Okay, I know they tried to do the whole thing in India and that all fucked up or whatever, but I'm talking about in the UK. They sell out practically every time they do shows in the UK. So why don't you branch out, TNA? Have shows in the UK. You will be making money. Okay? Pop TV and Destination America, I don't know what your figures are now, but if you're drawing like 0.3s and 0.4s, that tells me that you are struggling. And this isn't a fucking disrespect on the company or the talent. Maybe they just picked the wrong network to be on. I don't know. But if you're branching out and doing shows in the UK and recording shows in the UK and showing in America, you might not be getting the 0.3s. You might be getting more. Because let's be honest, if you're watching a sporting event, right, I'm going to take football for an example, because I'm a big football fan and I'm going to be using this as an example. If it's a game between two teams that I don't know that much about, okay, and I'm watching it and it's a fast-paced game and it's really entertaining, yeah, I'm going to be gripped, I'm going to be watching it. But if there isn't a crowd there, if the crowd ain't appreciating it and getting into it, I'm not saying I'm going to turn off, but I might not want to watch the whole thing, or I might flick channels over and whatnot and then just go back to see the score and whatever. Same goes for wrestling. If I'm watching a wrestling match and the crowd ain't into it, there might be flips and dives and high spots all over the fucking gaff, but if the crowd ain't into it, I ain't going to be into it too tough. I'm going to be listening out a lot to hear what the crowd are chanting or what they're saying. And I know full well that the Americans love a British audience. They love watching British fans. I know that a lot of our lot got shit for the NXT show and whatnot, but these are just dickheads that just don't understand the concept of fan interaction in wrestling events or shows in general. These are the kind of people that fucking, I don't know, they'll go to watch Jerry Springer and they won't want to take the microphone because they're probably worried about saying something that'll upset someone on the stage, even though that is stage. Anyway, that might be a bad example, but you get what I'm saying. So my point is, if TNA are putting shows out in the UK, whether it be a Matt Hardy against Kurt Angle or a Mark Andrews against, I don't fucking know, whatever, if the audience are into it, then the viewer is probably going to be into it a bit more. I think Lucha Underground is the same sort of thing. They got a storyline, they got a plot line, but the fans are into it as well. The arena, you look at the arena and it's like a tomb, isn't it? But just like the background and just like the backdrop where everything just looks right. In Australia, they are starved of fucking American wrestlers. Honestly, I know people in CZW are going to fucking Australia and they're fucking selling out. Imagine one guy from TNA going out there. I don't know, like fucking, I don't know, off the top of my head, let's say EC3, he goes out to Australia. Man is going to sell out arenas. And that's what TNA needs to do. Because the WWE, right, look at the name, World Wrestling Entertainment. World being the operative word. Forget entertainment or wrestling, world. It's global. Okay? TNA, right, they've got the slot on Challenge TV out in the UK and people are watching it for free. Yeah, wicked, nice. But are they really drawing? Are people actually watching it? I don't know. But in Australia, there is a market for wrestling. Massive market. It's huge. I don't know why they don't want to venture into it. Personally, my honest opinion, and you could probably cuss me and say what the fuck you want about it. This is just my honest opinion based on what I've heard on wrestling podcasts and whatnot. There's an air of snobbery about the Americans, okay? Because they think that everything happens in America and nothing else happens elsewhere. Look at the baseball. They call it the World Series. But how can the World Series only happen in America, bruv? Super Bowl. Yeah? Super Bowl. The pinnacle of American sports. Fine. It's the NFL, the National Football League in America. No other countries compete. But let me tell you something. You got your NBA. We've got the European Basketball League. And our lot can give you a run for your money. You talk about your dream teams, but Spain, Turkey, Greece, all of these countries will fucking battle the Yanks when it comes to that sport. Volleyball. Same as volleyball. Tennis. Don't think that America is the only fucking country out there when it comes to sport, bruvs. Yeah, you are good at your sports. But you're only good at maybe one or two sports in general. And that's the American football and the fucking baseball. Basketball, you ain't fucking miles ahead. Not by a long shot. Soccer, no fucking chance. You ain't never won a World Cup. Win a World Cup and then come back to me. In fact, you haven't even won the Gold Cup for a few years now. I swear Jamaica and Mexico have won them more recently. Your soccer manager is a German. Yeah? You relied on a fucking German to get you somewhere. And even he's struggling. He's calling up German footballers with American heritage to play because your fucking national team and players are shit. Don't talk to me about World Series when you got fucking Central Americans and Puerto Ricans batting balls for you. And your hockey. Your best fucking hockey players have fucking got Polish names, are from Canada. Man ain't got no teeth. World Series. Come on. I will beef you Americans right now about your sports. Beef you. Anyway. That's what TNA needs to do. Go to Australia. There's money to be made, Dixie. Your daddy has been putting his hand in his pocket for time. When is the pocket money going to stop? By this time, you should be cleaning your daddy's car. You should be getting the fucking sponge. You should be getting the bucket and fucking getting the hose and filling that bucket up and washing your daddy's car for that TNA money. Ethan Carter III, Matt Hardy, they want their money. They want their TV money. Daddy, let me wash your car. Let me wash your windows. Let me hoover your house. You don't need a cleaner, Daddy. I will clean the inside of your house. I will clean your car. Tyrus wants a new contract. I will stick my hand down your fucking toilet and clean the shit marks down. I need money, Daddy. That is what fucking Dixie Carter's doing. But Dixie, you don't need to do that. You don't need to fucking clean your daddy's briefs and clean the fucking skid marks by hand. Take TNA to Australia. Pitch a tent in Adelaide or in Melbourne or in all these other fucking towns I've got independent shows. Look at Riot City Wrestling, one of the baddest fucking promotions out there in Australia. Team up with them and see what kind of madness you're going to come out with. Don't be scared to take risks abroad. You cannot go wrong. Wrestling is big in Europe. Wrestling is big in Oceania. You cannot go wrong, Dixie. And if you do this and it succeeds, I want 10%. Matter of fact, make it 20. 20% of any earnings. And that includes merch and TV time. I'll be like, fuck you, pay me. Anyway. Next stuff. What's been going on? What's been going on? I haven't downloaded no fucking stories on nothing. So anything that is, like I said, anything that is coming now is coming from the top of my head. Alright, okay, so. Latest news in the UK. I'm not saying latest as in like breaking today, but it happened a few days ago. Right, there's a show called Top Gear on the telly. And one of its former presenter did something naughty, said a few naughty things, and they sacked him. And, you know, the show, it took a hiatus for a while. And now it's back. And the person replacing the original host is Matt Le Blanc, also known as Joey from Friends. Now, here's the thing. Top Gear is a show about cars. I've got no interest in it, okay? I've watched it a couple of times. It was 3 old guys driving cars around, chatting shit about engines and whatnot, and doing experiments on cars and whatnot. It didn't interest me. It bored the shit out of me, to be honest. Jeremy Clarkson was the guy that was heading it, and he fucked up a bit, and basically he left, and the 2 other guys left with him, and they've done their own show, and now Top Gear's got Matt Le Blanc and a guy called Chris Evans, who is a fucking millionaire anyway. My guy fucking did a TV show, then he did a radio show, sold the fucking radio station or whatever thing. He made peas, and now he's on fucking BBC doing Top Gear. But why are we relying on Matt Le Blanc to fucking be on the telly? Who is Matt Le Blanc? When has he been relevant? He was relevant 15 years ago. And now he's on our telly talking about cars. What the fuck does Matt Le Blanc know about cars in the UK anyway? My guy probably drives a fucking 6-litre car. 6-litre Chevy in America. Or a fucking Hummer or something. He's going to be driving a Fiat Punto. Talking shit about Puntos and whatever. Cars with fucking exhausts that look like tin cans. Or today I'm going to get a can of beans and I'm going to fucking run the engine with it. What kind of fuckery is this shit, man? Is this guy fucking broke that he needs to be on television? What's happening to Matt Le Blanc? Has he been on drugs? Him and Chada, they've been fucking snorting coke, and they fucking done all their fucking friends' money on fucking lines. $1 million a show they were doing, yeah? $1 million. And my guy doesn't have any more peas, so he's coming to the UK to do this. And this is what's pissing me off, yeah? Not that we're getting a guy from America. I don't have a problem with getting people from abroad to host our shows. But what I've got a problem is people like this guy. What I've got a problem with is people like this guy. You've made your money, cuz. You've made your money. Okay, you failed on the big screen. Fine, it happens. But when you're taking $1 million a show on Friends, when you're doing 10, 15 shows a series, that's $15 million. Yeah? $15 million. Why are you coming to the UK to talk about cars? You don't even drive on the left-hand side of the road, bruv. And you're coming out here to talk to us about cars. Your gear sticks are on the fucking steering wheel. Our gear sticks are to our left-hand side, right in the middle by the handbrake. And you're going to come and talk to me about cars in the UK. And how you're going to do all sorts of shit with cars. Matt Le Blanc. But see, this is the thing. Dickheads are going to watch it. And it's not because it's just Top Gear. They're going to watch it because it's Matt Le Blanc. It's going to be women watching it now. Very similar to, see, this is the thing. They're very smart what they're doing. It's happening in the WWE. They're aiming the product at women, and they're doing the same now. Get someone that looks good like Matt Le Blanc, and all these fucking women that have been watching Friends are going to be watching Top Gear now for Matt Le Blanc. They might not know what the fuck he's talking about. They probably won't know what he's talking about. They're going to watch it because it's Matt Le Blanc. Don't know how that's going to help the BBC. But, hey, it's Matt Le Blanc. But Matt Le Blanc and Chris Evans. Chris Evans isn't a funny guy. I don't find him funny. His face is funny. But what's so funny about Chris Evans? He's another guy. Another guy that was relevant 10, 15 years ago. Face for radio, bruv. Stay on it. You got your Radio 2 show, stay on it. Why are you going to be on Top Gear? What does Chris Evans know about cars apart from buying and selling them? Really and truly, my guy's got like 15 Lamborghinis or something stupid like that. 20 Porsches. But have you ever fucking put a spark plug in? I don't think you have. Butt plug, maybe. So yeah, Matt Le Blanc. Fat Le Blanc more like. My guy fucking needs to go on a diet, bruv. Hey, can you be on television looking like this with your grey hair? Come on now. So yeah, it hurt my feelings when I see shit like this. What about UK? What about UK hosts and whatnot? What about our lot? Do we need Matt Le Blanc to give fucking Top Gear any credibility or credence? No. It's a worldwide show anyway, so people watch it, unless you're trying to aim it at the Americans. And I don't think the Americans give two shits about Matt Le Blanc anymore anyway. So what is going on? What is your problem? This is the other thing that pisses me off. The BBC, while I turn my car off because I'm waiting for the missus to come, the BBC is funded by people like you and I. Yeah? The BBC is funded by the person that pays a TV license, because you guys probably don't know this, or you Americans, or you lot that don't live in the UK, but we pay something called a TV license. It's a license to own a television. That TV license money goes to the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. And they use that money to put on shit shows like Top Gear and pay people like Matt Le Blanc a fee to appear. I mean, what kind of stupidness is this, man? Matt Le Blanc is honoured and excited to be one of the new presenters. Well, sorry, Matt. Sorry, mate. No one's excited. What's the fucking world coming to anyway, man? Seriously, what? I'm not even saying the world. What is this country coming to? So Matt Le Blanc is going to come over to the UK from America. Matt, I hope you haven't been in South America, and I hope you haven't been bit by no fucking mosquitoes, because there's this fucking Zika virus coming out with these mosquitoes, and I don't want people to be catching that shit out here, man. Seriously. I mean, apparently it's been transmitted through sex, not a mosquito bite, but come on now. I mean, how come 1 minute it's coming through a mosquito and now it's coming through sex? So what, this is an STI? What is it? Apparently this patient that had it in Dallas, like, he's never been to South America, but his missus came back from, I don't know, Venezuela or somewhere, and he fucked her, and next thing you know, he's barebacked her and he's fucking caught the Zika virus. But what is it anyway? I mean, I don't even know much about this fucking virus. Like, what is it? How do you know you got it? I mean, they called it like a pandemic. Like, is it really that bad? And what could it be anyway? I mean, it's a virus, yeah? So I presume it's like, I don't know what, you get a fever, headache, what, joint pains? Like what? What'd you get, rashes? Red eye, pink dick? What'd you get? What is it? What is it? No one's telling us what this shit involves. So how do you know what it is? How do you know? I mean, what, you sneeze or you get a rash? What is it? You got to go to the doctor? And then you got to think that maybe it's Zika? What the fuck, man? Like, seriously, it's all this scaremongering bollocks. If it's transmitted through sex, guys, if you're living in the UK, don't fuck an American chick, don't fuck a South American chick, or a South American or Central American. Don't touch them, because they got Zika. There was a strike recently. I remember this, I know it's coming to my head. There was a strike, I think it's junior doctors. Junior doctors, they just walked out, they're like, fuck this. Like, they just walk out. It's like, fuck this, like, you know. I think it's something to do with contracts, and obviously it's a financial thing. Why else would a junior doctor walk out of a job or just go on strike? Why? They're going to fucking walk out because a patient has puked up on them or has shown them their dick or something. It's obviously about money. And to be honest, yeah, this is the other thing that annoys me. And I'm going to go back to this whole Matt Le Blanc thing. How much money is this guy going to be on? Yeah? Now, our tax money, or our TV license money, is going to the BBC, yeah? But what about our tax money? This is what fucks me off. See, the thing is, in America and all these other countries, you don't have like an NHS system that we do out here. The NHS is a government-run thing. So, like, I get it on an operation, I can have it on the NHS, and the taxpayer will pay for it. In America, you need, like, private healthcare and all that kind of shit, which is fuckery. Let's be honest. But the NHS is just as fucked, because doctors ain't getting paid enough, we ain't got enough nurses, we ain't got enough beds, nothing. While it's great that you can go in the NHS and get free treatment, wicked, nice. But really and truly, when you treat doctors and nurses like shit, How do you expect them to behave? And these are juniors as well. Like, so these ain't like regular doctors. And like, that's never happened before. Like, doctors just walking out and going on strike. Never happened. Not that I can remember anyway. It's fuckery. I mean, apparently this like happened like 2 years ago. Like they were like disputing this shit. So it's been going on for like 2 years. And again, it's all about fucking funding. Like, I don't know. Like, fucking give them the money, man. Give them their fucking money. Give them what they're worth. The thing is, you can't put a price on a good doctor. You can't. Especially when it comes to like little things like healthcare and aftercare and all that kind of stuff, man. If you've got top class surgeons, yeah, top class surgeons make their peas. They make money. Because everything that they do is practically private. But when you've got doctors like looking after the elderly. Listen, I work in the care sector. I work in IT, but I work in the care sector. So I know what it's like. We've got clients that are old people, physical disabilities, mental illnesses and all that kind of stuff. And our carers get paid minimum wage. £6.70 an hour. Minimum wage. Oh, I know the national minimum wage is going to go up in April this year. Fine. But in October, before October 2015, it was £6.50. And it went up 20p. That's an hourly rate, don't forget. So if they're doing a 15-minute call, they're getting a quarter of that. If they're doing a 30-minute visit, they're getting half of that. If you have got a fucking 1 month travel card throughout London, depending on which zone you're in, you're looking at between 150 to 200 quid a month to pay to travel. And that's to travel to work. Now these people are like £6.70 an hour. Imagine you're doing like a 5, 6, 7 hour day. 6 days a week or 5 days a week. How much money are you taking home? I've seen pay slips from carers because of the job that I do. And I feel sorry for them. They take shit. Literally. They take shit. They go to clients. They wipe asses. They take shit. They take physical and verbal abuse from clients, from their next of kins. They get all sorts of fucking treatment. They get shit from their managers, their line managers, their seniors, everything. And they're hardly protected because they're on 0-hour contracts. How much protection are they getting, really and truly? When I hear about doctors not being paid enough or not being paid what they work, it pisses me off. Really does. Same goes for carers. But it's the world we live in, my friend. It's the world we live in. Man like Matt Le Blanc are coming to the UK to stand in front of a TV screen to talk about cars and sticking his dick in a fucking diesel pipe. But you got carer A. I'm not going to mention any names though, because I'm about to say one off the top of my head because I was talking to one today. Getting minimum wage to help look after someone. To take the physical and the mental strain. Take the problems home with them. But yeah, Matt Le Blanc, you come over here and you stand in front of a TV camera and you talk to us about fucking, I don't know, the wheels on the bus going round and round. You do that, bruv. Mr. Chris Evans, you stand in front of the TV with the fucking, you know, ginger hair, with stupid look on your face, with your 300, 400 million pound in the bank. Yeah, you do that, bruv. People make me fucking sick to my stomach. Here's a funny one though. Bit of a nicer story. Something that might cheer people up. We've got a mayor in London, Boris Johnson. That guy's a dickhead. He's an utter dickhead, but he's funny. Now the thing is, there's this one guy, fucking don't even know his name, man, but he's like an elderly hippie. And he wants cannabis to be legalized. He wants weed to be legal. Yeah? He's like, I think like he was like one of the first people to like seek like prohibition of drugs in the UK anyway, like long time ago. But he's gonna be like competing against people like Zach Goldsmith and Sadiq Khan who are gonna be going for the mayor's position. My guy owns like a head shop like on Portobello Road, and it's basically like, hey, my guy like he believes in, what's it called, what's that party called? CISTA or something? Yeah, cannabis is safer than alcohol party. That's what he's the head of. Cannabis is safer than alcohol. I mean, this is brilliant. This guy wants to become mayor of London just so that he can legalise weed. I mean, that is brilliant. It ain't going to happen. He's like a South African as well. He's not even, like, British. So my guy was, like, eating Nando's when he came over. Got the munchies. Yeah. So my guy was, like, smoking weed, came over, brought Nando's with him, got the munchies, and now he's fucking wanting to legalise weed. Good on him, if he can do it. Listen, I don't smoke that shit anymore, but if he could do it, man, then fucking good on him. Truth be told. Oh, fuck. Alright, okay, so, another one. The X-Files. Remember that? That's back on our telly. I never really got into X-Files. I've never been into that fucking supernatural stuff. Never really been into it. I mean, like, my cousin used to watch it years ago, and I'm talking like when I was at school, like in the 90s. But I could never really get into it. Gillian Anderson's fit, though. She's fit, even for her age. I don't even know how old she is, but she's fit. Are there any sex scenes involved? I don't know. Would I watch it? Maybe not. Probably not, actually. I'm not watching a sex scene on fucking X-Files, man. What, an alien dildo? No, thank you. None of that, thank you very much. But yeah, it's coming back on our screens and people are going to be watching that shit. I haven't seen much hype on Twitter about it, though, but, you know. Valentine's Day is looming. Looming. And I use that word, looming. Because every time I hear Valentine's Day, all I think of is that fucking spaceship going over fucking the White House in Independence Day. Valentine's Day is that big spaceship that's going to suck up all your money. That's all it is. See, to be honest, me and the missus don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. And I've got a good one here. Because she don't see the fascination. Yeah, I might buy some flowers, but you know what? I'll probably pick up some flowers from the guy that's selling them at the traffic lights. Man's standing by the traffic lights with a bucket and half a dozen roses. £3. Or I might go to fucking Tesco and buy maybe 4 or 5 roses for £2.50. I don't know. But I ain't gonna go mad. I've never gone mad for fucking... So yeah, we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day too much. I mean, I might go and buy some roses, like waiting at the traffic lights where that guy is and he's holding a bucket full of roses and I buy, I don't know, half a dozen for £5. Or I might go to Tesco and buy half a dozen for £4. They last longer than fucking spending 30 quid at fucking, you know, Interflora. Delivery costs. You order flowers, they charge you £30. They charge you £5 for fucking delivery. You want to order a card from Moonpig, they charge you £6 for a card. Valentine's Day card. What kind of fuckery is this? Mental. Take out for dinner? What for? You go to a restaurant, it's just a set menu and they charge you double. I will take my wife to Nando's at the weekend, on the Saturday, the day before Valentine's Day. Nando's, standard. Half a chicken, peri chips, garlic bread. She will get butterfly chicken in pitta, rice, garlic bread, sorted. £27 in total, 2 drinks involved. Boom. Simple. That is Valentine's Day for me and her. Easy. Now, that's it from me. I've got nothing else to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll be back soon. Hopefully with Fosh, who's probably fucking his cat. Later.